Ah, you're finally awake. I guess catching that whole building on your head was a bit much even for you, hmm? Shh. It's okay. You were out for a bit, but with your powers and my healing pod, you will probably only keep a killer headache. Do speak up if you start to see things blurry or feel like you're fainting. It's possible you could have a mild concussion. Why are you here? Yes, that is the important question, isn't it? Don't worry, I'm not here to head up to your problem today. Do you remember what happened yesterday? Not much. Well, then let me put it simply. Despite our numerous differences and ongoing rivalry, I am currently the closest thing to a friend you've got. Yes, I know. This is quite the ironic joke, isn't it? No, I'm not keeping you prisoner. Although I wouldn't just return to Capital City just yet if I were you. I would also advise that you wait for a bit before getting up. I still can't be completely sure that you didn't suffer any lasting injuries. What am I talking about? Well, I guess it's time we talk about the elephant in the room. What do you actually remember about the events of yesterday? Yes, there was indeed a battle between you and your colleagues from the World Justice Society against a band of misfits calling themselves the Terrifiers. What a poor choice of name, really. These newer generation are lacking a bit in the creativity department, don't you think? Right, sorry, let's continue. Do you remember what happened during the battle? Yes, good. You and your friend weren't exactly winning. Then what? You followed Dread Skull inside a skyscraper under construction and then lights out. Well, that would be the moment the building fell on you, yes. You still don't see what you're doing here and what I'm talking about. I'm going to have to spell everything out, aren't I? Very well. Let me tease your brain for a bit then. Why weren't you able to easily dispatch these amateurs when the entire WGS was with you? Why did Dread Skull suddenly left the heart of the battle to get into an empty building? Why was he alone? And why were you alone following him? And last question, how did a supervillain that only has the power to raise skeletons instantly collapse the whole skyscraper? Hard to explain all of this, right? Well, the answer is, sadly, quite easy. I'm afraid you were set up and betrayed, my friend. Before screaming at me like that, would you please let me explain? Thank you. Believe it or not, I found out about this cowardly plan just before the battle began, so I went there and watched you from afar. After everything happened, I pulled you out and took you to my secret home. You can deny it all you want, but then explain to me, why did everyone suddenly up and left when you were taken out? Why did no one among your friends of the WGS came to pull you out of the ruins, Yes, I thought that would silence you for a bit. It really pains me to be the one to reveal this to you, but your buddies from the World Justice Society were in cahoots with the Terrifiers, and the sole objective of that charade was to take you out of commission. Definitively. It was on the orders of Capital City's very own Mayor for life. He has been in control of the Terrifiers for a while now, paying them to do his dirty deeds whenever I needed them and turning a blind eye in return. I can easily prove it to you. This cocky moron isn't shy about leaving a trail of his communication with them. I even have a recording from them when they discuss this particular plan, if you ever want to hear it. I'm sorry. I know that it's hard to accept, but the truth is all laid out in these recordings. Why would they want you dead? Honestly, I'm not completely sure, darling, but I feel like they knew they would never be able to corrupt you like the mayor did with the WGS. Controlling both sides of the superhuman is quite lucrative if you know what to do with that power. They knew the moment you'd learn the truth about one of their schemes, you'd never let it fly. And you may not be invincible, but your offensive capabilities make you quite a dangerous enemy to have. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. I actually am. For all our differences, I wouldn't wish the betrayal of dear friends to anyone, and I certainly never wished for your death either, darling. Shh, hey, it's okay. I'm here. No need for any bravado or to keep up appearances. We're beyond this facade, you and I, wouldn't you agree? Anyway, you'll be completely safe as long as you stay here, you have my word. I won't keep you longer than you want, but I would advise against going back. Not yet. By now, they must have checked the aftermath and realized your body isn't there. They must be scouring the whole world for you, and I'm quite certain the mayor must have given them the order to finish you on sight. But they won't find you here, believe me. You never found this place yourself. Why am I suddenly acting like this? What do you mean? Protecting you and consoling you. Acting like we're not mortal enemies. Why, darling, I must say you're hurting me with those words. Like I said, we squabbled a lot and we don't share the same views on what this world should be like at all, but I've never wanted to hurt you and I've never hated you. Quite the contrary. What do I mean by that? That's not important right now. Point is, I don't think you can ever get back to being a superhero. Not while these bastards still hold all the power and the public's love. No one will believe you. They'd rather believe you've been turned than to think about how their whole system is corrupted to the core. What do you want to do now? Rest a bit. That is a very wise decision, my dear. But what do you want to do about them? I can help you if you want. We could both take them out and restart an actual world justice society from the ground up. How? Like I said, we would take them out. Or rather, I would take them out. I won't kill them, of course. Not if you don't want to. How will I accomplish that, since I never could really win against you alone? Look, since we are at a turning point in our, let's say, relations, I guess I have to come clean so that we can actually build some trust and stop bickering. The truth is, I have always let you win. Yes, get all your laughs out. But I'm afraid it's true. You think you and your ex-gang of justice warriors always bested me in combat and foiled all of my plans, but I'm afraid you've never actually been anywhere close to uncovering any of my true maneuvers to change this world. The battles we've had over stolen magic stones and armies of killing robots, it was a nice distraction. I particularly enjoyed our rivalry and all those one-on-one battles that went on for hours. I must confess, you've always been my favorite. You still seem incredulous, huh? Very well, darling. Let's play Who's Got the Biggest then, shall we? I'm sorry, it was a rather crude joke, wasn't it? Don't worry, I'm not about to flush you, my dear. Please, remind me, what is your power score on the WGS scale of threat? 4,000 points, right. And all of your friends sit around more or less 3,000, right? Oh, Huberman is at 4,500 now because of a new armor. I wasn't aware of that. An impressive jump in power, to be sure. But in any case, please tell me my own score. You always have a small device on you to ascertain threat levels, right? Please take it out. $3,800 points. Yes, that sounds about right. Now, give me a moment to take all of my power limiters off. What does it say now? Oh, it maxes out at 9,999,000. Ah, too bad. I've always been curious about the actual number your system would hash out for me. Please, no, don't be afraid. That's not what I was trying to do. I just wanted to come clean about my actual self and show you that with me, you could actually change the world for the better. I've never abused this power, believe it or not. I've always walked in the shadows to keep up the dynamic, the balance of this world and its societies. But right now, I'd lie if I said I didn't want to just get back at these idiots for what they did to you. What can I actually do? Truth is, almost anything. I've been rebalancing the world's meteorological state for years to avoid some catastrophes. I've conjured new primordial elements to invent new technologies. I've briefly stopped time and teleported all over the galaxy and even visited other dimensions. I could wave my hand and delete the bones of each and every atom of the bastards that came after you and transform them into a puddle of primordial soup. So deathly vengeance is off the table, Well, I guess it is for the better. Once again, you prove to be incorruptible, and it's a precious quality these days. You should rest now. I want to make sure your vitals stay stable for a little longer. I was thinking of resting too. I will leave you to your own devices. Feel free to use anything you're familiar with here, and feel free to leave if that is your wish. You want me to stay while you rest? Well, that would be my pleasure. Do you want to talk some more, or would you prefer I stay silent? What did I mean earlier by quite the contrary? You don't forget important details, do you? Well, I guess I am trying to be sincere here, so there is a reason why you were my go-to rival and why I've enjoyed finding reasons to have sparring matches together. I'm sure you're familiar with the analogy of the little boy pulling the hair of the girl he likes. I guess I was using the same way of seeking attention from you. I've always admired you, and you've always seemed to me like the only superhero with actual qualities. The truth is, I've liked you for almost as long as we've known each other. I hope that's not too much of a deal breaker for any new arrangement we could make. You've known this for a while now. What? Really? But really? Why didn't you ever mention it during our confrontations? Because you like me too. Oh wow. And here I thought I was being pretty slick, but you've been playing me for a while, huh? That's a bit embarrassing. What do we do with this? I confess I am completely lost about these sort of things. I've never... yeah. I'm cute when I blush and fumble for words. Hey, don't mock me. You kissed me on the cheek. You want me to stay beside you while you rest, but, there isn't much room on the healing pod's bed. We'd have to stay quite close to each other. That's what you want? Oh, I see. Well, alright. Is that alright? Okay. Put your head on my shoulder. Yes, sure. Anything you need to be comfortable. This feels very nice. We should rest and talk some more later, alright? Good. Sleep well, my dear. Hello, Folks and Faes. Thank you so much for listening to the full audio. If you want to support my channel, please leave a like and a comment to feed the algorithm gods of YouTube. You can also subscribe to help the channel grow and be notified of my new releases in the future. Please take care and see you soon.